You know, football, it's very nice. And during this time, which is Feb, it's so hectic, hectic. February is so hectic. And Sheikhs, I'm sure you'll attest to that. February and December, very hectic when it comes to football. And then they come thick and fast, you know, and it's so hectic. But for us who are the fans, soccer lovers, it's good. For the business, it's good because they get too much exposure. They're always on TV all the time. You can imagine. So it's good. Remember, football is entertainment. Welcome to the show. My name is the Saubrey Boys Walefatshe, together with Sheikhs Manqoba Ngwenya, the man with an educated left foot. Sheikhs, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me on the show, Saubrey, and welcome to our viewers as well.
All right, let me remind you, the show is called TBR Solution Sports Program. Now, this is where we start. Tonight, AmaZulu and TX Galaxy. What's your take, Sheikhs?
Yeah, Saubrey, the games are coming in thick and fast, especially for AmaZulu. They just come fresh from winning in the Champions League. Congratulations to them. They are raising the flag for South Africa. They've beaten a very tough team in Horoya. Great result for them. And also TS Galaxy coming from a 4-0 drubbing of Baroka will come in this game with the high hopes, you know, confidence high right up there. You know, I think that's one of the biggest results this season, 4-0 drubbing to Baroka. So today's game is very interesting. Both teams are coming with high confidence, having won their previous games.
You know what? It's quite exciting to see a team like TX Galaxy playing very well. Of course, we like our traditional teams, your Pirates, Chiefs, Sundowns, but we want to see new teams coming. If you go to England, you see Leicester surprising everybody. That's what we want to see. TX Galaxy, they are somewhere at the bottom. They fight for survival. It's my wish that they get out there. It's also nice to see a team like Royal AM doing quite well. It's quite nice. We want to see that. We want to see these other teams so that the league can be competitive. Tonight, like you said, it has been very tough for AmaZulu, but well done for Benny. For him to win that game, I saw the game, it was very tough. Those guys were really coming thick and fast. You know, I asked him a question. Benny, are you not worried about the fact that your players getting some yellow cards and so on? And then he said, in terms of the goal at shots at goal, that team had played more shots at goal as compared to AmaZulu. Then he said something very interesting and powerful. He said it doesn't matter. They can have 90% of the ball possession. What matters most is what goes in the back of the net. He said, I have a goal, which gave me 3 points. What better answer than that one, Sheikhs?
Yeah, Saubrey, at the end of the day, there is no space for comments in the results column. Gordon Egerson used to say that all the time. There's no space for comments in the results column. All that will be remembered is that AmaZulu won the game 1-0. The stats will not talk when it comes to the results. You know,
yes, Sheikhs.
And that was a very important goal by AmaZulu, and they did well to defend it. Going forward, I think they should take that with them, and you know, the best way is to defend your goal. Once you defend your goal, you'll always have an opportunity to score a goal, like we saw with the AmaZulu. So yeah, I think Benny is right. What will be remembered is that they won 1-0.
People don't remember the runners-up.
Yeah.
If I can ask you, who was the runners-up in the World Cup 1990? You don't even remember. Because the runners
no
up
idea.
in 2010, you don't remember because people remember the champion. They don't care who's the runners up. Now let's move on. We know that Amazulu again are playing on Friday. Shakes, me standing there, you are a footballer. You know you played in the CAF Champions League. Is it this fair? Tuesday you are playing. Friday you are playing. Good news, they are not traveling. They're still here. What's your comment about this as a former footballer?
Yeah, like you say, Saubrey, the good news for them is that they are not traveling. Imagine if they had to travel something like 16 hours after playing, they arrive there, the next day they play, you know. This is what happens when you are playing CAF Champions League. Pizzo used to cry about it all the time because he would have a game in the Champions League on Sunday and have to travel all the way back to South Africa and play a game on Wednesday. So that's just something you need to adapt to when you are playing in the Champions League. We are seeing the same thing in the UEFA Champions League as well. We saw Liverpool playing on we saw Man United, I mean, playing on Sunday, and there'll be an action on Wednesday. So that's the norm. Players need to get used to that. That's if you are playing in the top competitions, that's how it goes, you know. So yeah, Amazulu will have to adjust and know that games are coming in thick and fast. Now that is why, Saubrey, we always say depth is very important in a team, especially when you're playing in Africa. That's why Sundowns are signing the players that they are signing, because they know that they will need all these players because games are coming in thick and fast. So it's very important to be able to rotate your team well. We see it with Man City, how they rotate the team so well, because they know that games are coming in thick and fast. It's Champions League, it's League Cup. So it's something that Amazulu will need to adjust with, and they would have known that this will happen and beef up that team so that they have the depth.
Shakes, while you're still there, we need to say big up to our boys, Mamelodi Sundowns together with Amazulu. And then when I look at the group in terms of the lock standing, remember Mamelodi Sundowns, they're playing a big one. They're playing Al Ahly. We'll talk about that one on Saturday morning. That's a big one. That's a big one. Remember, there's no love lost between the two. I saw one of the social media whereby Peter said, I still remember quite well what happened when I went to South Africa, when people were organized to disrupt the team. One guy insulted Peter apparently. The players of Al Ahly could not hear a word because they can't speak the language. But Peter said, fortunately, they could not hear a word. Only me who could hear. And then, but I'm still going there. So this game, I can tell you, is built up. But we'll talk about that on Saturday. And then, as I was saying, the standing, Mamelodi Sundowns is at number 1 after playing 2 games with 4 points. And then they are followed by Al Ahly at number 2 after playing 1 game with 1 point. In fact, all the other 3 teams, they all have 1 point. Now, the last team, which has played 2 and also have 1 point. So if you look at this lock standing, do you think as Mamelodi Sundowns we stand a chance?
Oh yes, oh yes, Saubrey. Sundowns stand a chance. They're lying number 1 on the log with 1 draw and 1 win. Al Ahly are yet to play their second game, which will be against Sundowns on Friday. And Saubrey, it's important to state that it's very important to win the group, because when you win the group, or when you are second, rather, you get to play against the best teams in the other groups, which is, it becomes a tough assignment now when you are faced with Wydad in the second round, and you were number 2 in your round. So it's very important to win your group so that you play against the second team in the other group. So definitely it's a big game on Friday, and Sundowns will want to get one over Pitso and his Al Ahly team.
And then Group B, where Amazulu is. Number 1 is Raja Casablanca, 6 points maximum. They've collected 6 points after 2 games. We have 3 points as Amazulu after 2 games. And then there is another team, what is that? Number 3. They also have 3 points. So do you think Benny can surprise everybody? Remember, Benny has experience. He has played in the Champions League, and that may rub on the shoulders of the boys. And then while I'm still there, I asked Benny in one of the press conference what's happening with Sitebe. And then he said, now he chose a youngster and all that. But I saw in one of the publications, he has confirmed that he has been told not to use him. So he's not going to use the player for the rest of the season. What's your take about that? It worries me when a coach is being instructed not to use a player.
Yeah, it's worrying. It's worrying. We want to see the players playing. We want to see the best players playing. You know, and as a coach for Amazulu, you want your best players to be playing. I mean, if Sitebe is available and he's not at Chiefs yet, you want to use him because he is one of the good players that you have. That's why Kaizer Chiefs want him. He's one of the good players that you have, and why not use him, Saubrey, and swallow the hatchet and just use the player, and maybe he can give you the results, you know. So it's not a good situation for me, and I understand Benny, and he would have wanted to play the player, but then he's not the boss. He's the coach in the team. He's not the big boss, and the big boss. He does not want to play Sitebe.
All right. Now, those are some of the things that are happening in our league. So, as I say to you, Sheikhs, things are a little bit difficult. We just wish that our teams, Mamelodi Sundowns and Amazulu, they do well in the next coming games. We wish them luck. Now, a big one in the middle of the week. Atletico Madrid versus Man United. What's your take?
Yeah, it's a big Champions League game, especially for Man United. Man United, they're a big team. They've got the big man CR7. And we've seen them now come back and win their last 2 games. So I think they will have that confidence going in the Champions League. Although it's going to be a tough assignment at Madrid with the likes of Suarez there. You know, I think he's one of the best strikers in the world, so smart. So it's going to be an interesting game, Saubrey, to see what Man United can do. We saw Pogba was on fire. You know, when Man United players are on song like that, the likes of Pogba, I mean, they've got the most expensively assembled team in England. So you expect better from Man United, you know. And slowly but surely, I saw glimpses of these players that we know they've got the quality. I mean, I saw Pogba, I was very impressed with him. We saw Maguire, their captain, who everybody is always lamenting on him and his mistakes, but he scored the goal on Sunday to help his team, you know. So I expect a Man United with coming in the Champions League with the confidence. I mean, they have the pedigree, and they've got the players who've played in the Champions League and have won it. So they've got the experience. It remains to be seen how they will fare against an Atletico Madrid side.
You know, you mentioned Maguire. Maguire is our Shachwaya Pirates. He's always been lambasted. And I see that Pirates don't use him anymore. Sheikhs, Man United seems to be having problems. These are the stats. Remember, we talk numbers. These are the stats after the departure of Sir Alex Ferguson. But we hear that there are a lot of problems. We hear that there is an issue around Maguire, Ronaldo, around the issue of what you call captaincy. I don't know whether there is an issue that Ronaldo wants to be the captain, or, you know, although Maguire came out and said there's nothing like that, but where there is smoke, there's always a fire. So these are the stats. First 11 Premier League matches by all coaches after Sir Alex Ferguson. Remember, Sir Alex Ferguson struggled himself, so maybe his stats are a little bit terrible compared to this. We don't have that one. But since he left, this is other stats. David Moyes accumulated only 20 points, and then only 6 wins and 18 goals and 13 goals against. Louis van Gaal accumulated only 16 points, 4 wins, 17 goals, and 14 goals against. Jose Mourinho, 18 points, and then 6 wins, 16 goals, and then 13 against. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has collected 29 points. He's the only guy who's leading. 9 wins, 26 goals, and then 7 goals against. And then Ralf Rangnick has collected 22 points, 6 wins, 16 goals, 8 goals against. What's your take about these numbers, Sheikhs? If you have any comment that you have as far as these numbers is concerned.
Yeah, Saubrey, what I can see when I look at the numbers is that Solskjaer is the one who's done better than all of them, you know. And guess what? He's the least experienced out of all of them. So you see, when we talk about, sometimes this experience can be something else, you know. Sometimes players respond to ex-professionals like Atazwane, just like we're talking about Atazwane here at Kaizer Chiefs. Like you see these stats, they tell you that Solskjaer is the one who's done better than all the other coaches here. And these are very experienced coaches that we see here. But yeah, so.
And Solskjaer has done better than them.
Yeah. Yes.
And numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie. Let's see, Sheikhs. Let me share something quickly again with you. In terms of, let's go to the Premier League and see what's happening there as far as the standing in the Premier League. No, let me start with number 1. But let's start here. Look at the bottom there. I'm a little bit worried about, I also got this from Goal publication, so I need to declare that one. I'm worried about Newcastle. Newcastle, look where they are, number 17, and look at the difference in terms of points. The team, the last team, which is Norwich, it's 17 points, and the difference is only 5 points with Newcastle. So the question is, does money buy success? And remember, Man United, out of all teams in Europe, is the one team that has spent more money than the rest.
Yeah.
What's your take?
Yeah, Prasob, you know, Newcastle, Prasobri, they've been struggling, but you can see them now since the arrival of Trippier at Newcastle. They've been doing well. He scored 2 set pieces in the previous games where they won in an unlikely game. I'm not sure whether it was against Everton, and they drew their last game. So they are on a resurgent. They were right there at the bottom as well. You've seen them move away from there. It's very tight down there at the bottom with Watford, Norwich, and Burnley. So I think Newcastle will survive that one, and then come the time they will buy the right players because they are ready to spend, but they wouldn't want to do that playing in the second division. So it's important for them now to survive in the English Premiership, and I've been following them, Saubrey, and they look like a team that will survive.
I've been always being a fan of Trippier, man. You know, I wonder. I've always asked why Barcelona don't buy him, but they know better than us, man. Let's check on top of the lock what's happening there. I don't know whether you are a person who says Man City. Yeah, you are, Man City. I know that you love Man City. Can you see the difference now between Man City and Liverpool? If Liverpool win the one game in hand, the difference will be 3 points.
Yes, it's very tight there, you know, with Man City dropping points against Tottenham. It now brings back that race for league honors, and Liverpool are right there behind them. If they win their away, their one game, which is outstanding, they'll be on 60 points, which will leave them with the 3 points difference. And remember, Saubrey, they still have to play each other, which that is a 6-pointer now, and that will be so. It's interesting them in the English Premiership, that 2-horse race there. Chelsea, they won their last game, but they are not convincing for me that they can go all the way, you know. Liverpool and City is going to be a 2-horse race, and it's going to be interesting once again with that race.
What's your take about the new boy that has been added at the Brazilian at Liverpool?
What quality he is, you know. You can see that these guys, when they sign a player, they know how he's going to fit in with the system, you know. That guy looks so much like a Liverpool player. You'll say he's been playing there for years, you know. You think of Jota, and then they sign Diaz. I mean, what quality, what passion with that player. I think he just fits like a glove in that team.
And then not only that, you know, it reminds me of Mamelodi Sundowns. Savreda, have you seen Savreda? The boy is good. The boy is good. Savreda, and then I think, you know, I start understanding and respecting what Mamelodi Sundowns is talking about, that they profile a player before they can sign. Because if I look at Savreda, I look at Ralane, or Khalane, whatever you call it. If I look at Ngwenya, you know, it shows that the signing were good. The same with the young man who plays for Liverpool. That was a good signing. But let's go to number 4. Very challenging. Man United, we have written them off. Here they are. They are knocking at the door. They are already at number 4. I just wonder whether they'll hold them. West Ham United, is the time to write off West Ham United or what?
No, Man United, West Ham United have proven themselves, you know. They're right there. You can't write them off. They've been there for a while now. So, yes, Boyz is doing a good job there, and remains to be seen if they can stay there. And then another team that is close to my heart, the mighty Gunners of London. They've got 3 games. They've got 3 games, and we see Arteta doing good things there as well with the youngsters. And I think for me, I give them that number 4 spot. That number 4 spot is up for a taking, and I think my Arsenal will get there.
You know what is exciting about Arsenal? They're playing with youngsters, new players, you know. Remember, it took them how many, 3, 4 years to be where they are, and patience with Arteta. That's what we are talking about, Stuart Baxter, and then let him exercise his influence. Now you can see what's happening. I think it was a good move for Arteta to let Aubameyang to leave. If you have a player that will always argue with you, I don't know whether they were arguing or what. I mean, you don't see eye to eye, or you don't like his behavior. Why not let him go? As much as Aubameyang said, no, 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 there was nothing wrong. And I was disappointed that Busquets apparently he took a jab at Arteta for letting Aubameyang leave. If it were me, I would say it's not your place. Just leave it there. You know, I'm not saying Aubameyang is a bad player, but maybe it was good to bring sanity and stability in the team. So Arsenal don't rule them out. Don't rule them out. That boy, Roy Smith, Saka, sure, they are good. Not only that, there are a lot of young stars who are doing well at Arsenal. And Arsenal, they look like a team to be reckoned with. So it's important to recognize the fact that be patient with the coach. So what's your take, having said that, Chicks?
Yeah, definitely, Saubrey, you need to be patient with the coach, you know, especially after, you know, Arsene Wenger left Arsenal. It was always going to be that struggle to get a coach now after so many years. Players were used to one certain philosophy. So it's always going to be difficult, just like with Man United after Alex Ferguson left. It was always going to be difficult to find a replacement who can match what Alex Ferguson did for the team. It took him years and years and years to do that. So Arsenal need to be also patient with Arteta. I mean, he went to the right schools, the Pep Guardiola school. So I believe in him that he will turn the fortunes around for Arsenal, and we'll see Arsenal in the Champions League come next season.
You say they'll play in the Champions League come the next season, Arsenal. And then West Ham, we haven't spoken much about them. Do you think, are they going to surprise most of us? Yes, of course. People have written them off. But do you think that they're going to surprise most people?
Probably, I think already credit must be given to them for being up there fighting with the big guns in the league. You know, it remains to be seen if they can keep the same consistency. You know, because it's all about depth. It's all about that depth in the team. If that one player gets injured, will they be able to carry on without one of their best players? That depth is very important, but we've seen them doing well. They just went down this previous week when I expected them to win this game, and they lost the game which they were supposed to win. So it's falling off there now, or what's happening? Because that was a game they were supposed to win, and they didn't win.
Shakes.
So
okay. Yes, Shakes, finish up.
So yeah, it remains to be seen if they can stay up there, possibly. But I think they'll finish around top 8.
Now, a big one. Which one? Who do you think will take the league? Okay, let me ask this. Who's going to take the league? Who do you wish to take the league?
I think Manchester City is going to take the league. I wish Manchester takes the league.
Manchester City.
Yeah, no, possibly. I think it's going to be a tough one. It's two very good coaches, Klopp and Pep Guardiola, and they're always neck to neck. You know, either the first one is number one and the other one is second. And this one is also proving that it's not going to be an easy one. It's going to be a two-horse race up there. But I think Man City, when it comes to head against Liverpool, they are always the team. And that's the the most important one to head, you know. And I back Pep Guardiola and his team to win the league.
Well, I wish Pep wins. I also wish he wins the Champions League. But my first wish for a person to win the Champions League is Lionel Messi. So I'm saying PSG. And then I wish he wins the English Premier League, Pep. But I won't rule Liverpool out. They may surprise a lot of people. Sheikhs, let's move straight to the Messi special. As usual, that's my favorite part, the Messi special. You know it by now. You know it by now that my most favorite part of is the Messi special. Sheikhs, you know what? I watch other news network, all right, and check what is happening. You know, but we'll talk about that later on the Messi special. You know, I'm still saying, fortunately enough, we have internet, all right? We are liberated. So we are not going to allow ourselves to be spoon-fed what we should believe in, because people, they're a big organization, tradition, a lot of following, and then we must just follow likewise. We can watch ourselves. We are able to make our own judgment. Now, let me show you what are the greats are saying. Sachin Tendulkar, the greatest cricketer of all time. When they ask him, Messi or Ronaldo? Messi. That's what he said, because he says he's more of my type. That's Sachin Tendulkar. Roger Federer, the greatest tennis player of all time. I think Messi is the best player in the history of football. Michael Schumacher, I'm talking about the greats. These are the greats, Sheikhs. The greatest F1 player of all time. I love watching Barca play. I'm also a big fan of Lionel Messi. Tiger Woods, the greatest golfer of all time. Messi is the best player in the world. Even my children idolize him. Tom Brady, the greatest NFL player of all time. I'm just very blessed to be compared with Messi as an athlete. He's an incredible player, an incredible talent. Mike Tyson, the Iron Mike, one of the greatest boxers of all time. I love watching Leo Messi play. Kobe Bryant, one of the greatest basket players of all time. I think Messi is one of the greatest athletes of all time. His techniques and skills are amazing. LeBron James, greatest basketball player. Let me finish that one. It overlapped to, okay. Yeah, no. Let's see. Okay. Now, this is what LeBron James says. He says on Twitter, he had Messi made the winning assist. That's my type of play. Win or loss, you make the right way to help your team to be successful. Sheikhs, that's Messi for you. That's Messi. So let me hear what's your take.
Yeah, I concur with all the great superstars in the sporting world when they say this guy is a magician, this guy is a wonder to watch, you know, because, you know, in football, Saubrey, you're not only watching goals, it's not just a goal first. I mean, this guy doesn't need to score goals in order to show that he's the best.
He's the best.
He can give you that killer pass. He can do anything on the field, you know. And it's only a matter of time before we see the best of Messi again, you know. In fact, I saw of the best Messi. After he missed his penalty, he was started to get angry. Now he wanted to prove a point, and you could see that now Messi is playing, you know. So want to see Messi at his best, because we know at his best he's untouchable, you know, he's untouchable, he's the greatest, without a doubt. For me, there's no competition for that guy. I mean, he's just brilliant to watch, and we're lucky to watch number 10 Messi in our lifetime.
Shakes, you know, as I was saying to you, I saw ESPN, you know, they'll always bring Messi. Look, I have no issue with Kylian Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe, I'm telling you, he's a talent. He's a talent that should be nurtured. And Kylian Mbappe, if you look at Kylian Mbappe, where I think he's far better than Messi, has already won a World Cup. So don't forget that. Messi hasn't won a World Cup, all right? But, you know, I saw one of the publications said, no, it is Messi's fault for Mbappe to leave. I don't know how did that came about. And then yesterday I watched ESPN. They were saying, who's the worst signing since we started the season, the football season? You know, Messi was one of them. And they thought, they even went to say, no, Ronaldo is scoring, so he's better. I said, come on, wait a minute. Messi is not only playing, he's not only contributing, he's not only scoring goals, he's contributing, just like you said. Now, I want to show you how this guy has dominated football. Man of the matches, 222. Followed by Eden Hazard, 62. Marco Reus, 48. Ibrahimovic, 42. Papu Gomez, 38. I'll always bring Ronaldo. I don't see Ronaldo in that list. I don't see Ronaldo in that list. Now, let's look, having just signed, how can you say the worst signing? Firstly, when it comes to commercial success, this man is a success. Ask PSG if it's a worst signing or not. They've made more money by signing this guy. PSG has made more money. And let's look at the jerseys. The last 5 jerseys sold in 2021, Messi is leading by far. He has brought in 1.2 million euros. Ronaldo 1.05 euros. Lewandowski 97 million, 0.97. Salah 0.816, 0.816. Mbappe 0.799 million. Remember, Mbappe is young and the eras are not the same. The money that Messi has contributed, of course, it will be much better than the money that has been contributed by Maradona because of the era. Of course, we are looking forward to Mbappe to make more because he's still young. And the issue is not now even making an issue about Mbappe is gonna be the best paid player. With Messi, it's not about the money. It's not about the money. I still say Messi is being punished because he never agreed to go and play in England or the US. So that is why. Now let's look. Ever since Messi has look at this, the pass that he gave last week. Did you see this one? The pass that he gave Neymar, the Neymar scored. Look at the vision, man. How many people were in front of him? 4. Have you seen Ronaldo do this? Be honest, Shakes. I know you like Ronaldo. Have you seen Ronaldo do this? Just be honest with me.
No, Saubrey, when you're watching football and not just watching goals, you're watching, you know, that great pass, that that create the finish and everything, you know. And when you speak about Ronaldo is a goal scorer. That's all it's about. It's about goals. What makes him the player is to score goals. Messi does not need to score because he's can pass through better player of when the team wins. You know, that's why you see the matches. That's why it's one of the matches, because his all-round play shows you that he's a team player, you know. And those numbers, you know, the assists, the guy's got so many assists, you know, he's just football himself.
Shakes, let me apologize to the viewers out there that your connection is not perfect. We can't hear you well, and you are contributing very good points. I don't know why. The connection is not perfect, but it's fine. We are almost about to close the show. Echoing what you have said, Benzema has wrapped it out nicely. He said, if you really love football, you love Messi. It's not about goals. You said it yourself, that after missing a penalty, you could see him going all over, looking for a ball. You know why Messi is not performing at PSG? They outperform him, the PSG players. And the biggest culprit is Mbappe himself. But I don't blame Mbappe. I'm not saying he's doing it deliberately. That is his style of play. Once he gets the ball, he wants to go forward. And that's not Messi. Messi wants to give you the ball, bring it back. All right. You see, when you combine with Neymar, they become deadly. Let me be honest with you. I see now they are brandishing, hey, Mbappe is going to leave to go to Real Madrid. And then the president of La Liga also joined the bandwagon. For me, why not? Mbappe can leave. He's still very young. Go where you are happy. Remember, Shakes, you told me that you are at Vets. When they signed you, you wanted to play for Sundowns. You have been a fan for Sundowns. You're happy, isn't it? So let Mbappe go and play where he's happy. All right. And let me tell you something. The surprise for these people. If Mbappe can leave, you'll see the best of Messi. And what I want them to do, if Mbappe leaves, they must bring Dembele. Then you'll see what's going to happen. All right. Yeah. Then you're going to see what's going to happen. Messi is not dependent on Mbappe. Remember, they said, if Xavi leaves, Iniesta leaves, he's going to struggle. The man has won Ballon d'Ors. Even those guys have left. All right. And I can tell you, Messi is still going to surprise them. Watch the space. Unfortunately, CNN, Sky Sport will continue to counter you, no matter how big you are. We are also watching, just like you, and we can make our own analysis. Unfortunately, I'm not challenging you, but I'm saying your narrative does not mean it's the correct narrative. We can see it ourselves. Messi is I mean, you see the people that are talking. They don't just talk. You know, it's a fact. Shakes, that's all what we can say about the Messi special today. And I wanted to respond because I watched CNN, ESPN. I don't know why it says CNN, ESPN and Sky Sports, because those are the people they have made Messi their permanent feature. You know, every time they must bring Messi into the equation. And I'm telling them, Messi is still gonna disappoint them. Shakes, thank you very much. I really appreciate. It was a brilliant show. I really enjoyed. Bid the viewers farewell.
Thanks, Russ. I'm sure I really had a good time today. And goodbye to the viewers. Please always be there, subscribe, and let us know where we can improve. We are here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Shakes. The picture was perfect. The only thing that has disappointed towards the end is the audio. Maybe let's sort out that one going forward. Apologies for that, but thank you for watching and thank you for subscribing. And then please continue to ask others to subscribe to us. Thank you very much.